Hey, what up? Welcome back to another amazing episode of Coast Coast Podcast. I am D-Lo B.
I am your neighborhood spookster.
Goddamn spookaholic. Thank you for watching. I don't know if we say that and listening. I don't know if we say that enough to our faithful listeners, but like, thank you. Who would have thought people would be listening to us? Like,
Hate ya. Honestly and truly.
blessed to have you. Tonight we're gonna talk about math. No, the fuck we not. I don't know what the fuck we gonna talk about. That just sounded the boringest shit in my head. We're gonna talk about algebra. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Fill up.
Summer, how are you? How's life?
No. I, life is life. There's like to tell people something like you want to share something that's in the works, but give you nuzzer. Like you don't want people to like give you bad energy, so you just tell yourself multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Self help. How I'm gonna affect the way you feel about you, motherfucker. You gotta have a little self esteem. Do you think you have high self
Not
esteem?
about I mean, I have fairly high self-esteem. That's not what it is. Like, you know how like you can have the highest self-esteem in the world, but if a person is like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. That's gonna be so great." They're like putting bad energy into something in your life.
You don't need all that
You know what I'm
bad
saying?
energy
And
in your life.
unless you cleanse yourself of it, it's not gonna go away. Like it's still gonna affect you. So like it's not about having self-esteem. Like
No, I was just thinking because a lot of people in the world don't have high self esteem or self esteem in general.
oh, but that's not what I was talking about.
I know that's not what you were talking about, but that's just where my mind went. You know,
We can talk about that too.
confidence. Oh, yeah, I'm
Fake
looking
it
at
till
no
you
damn
make it.
confidence. Please fake it till you make it. You ain't gonna make it until you fake it. Oh, I should write that down. That was a good one. That's a bar.
Literally have a pen and paper in front of you.
Shit, you right. I can literally write that down. My bad. Uh, I run into a lot of people with like moderate. I wouldn't call it confidence. I'm gonna call it self esteem. Just you haven't even. You got to reach a point of self. You got to reach a point of You got to reach a point of motherfucker. I can't even talk. I'm high as shit. Let me take a sip. Uh, you got to reach a point of self esteem to get the confidence. That's what I was trying to say.
I
I'm
believe that to a certain extent. I think that kind of like a little bit of both. Like you need self-esteem to be confident in yourself, but you can also fake your confidence,
Yeah, you can.
turn into better self-esteem.
So you're saying it's like two pictures and they could be. It's supposed to be equal. You know what I'm saying? Or you can just fill into one another.
Oh, I'm saying it's more like chicken egg type situation.
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. That's deep. I'm gonna write down that chicken egg situation.
Chicken egg, chicken egg situation. So okay, so
Here we go.
I be on that clock app.
Facts.
But before I talk about the clock app, let me just tell you how undefeated Twitter is. Okay. And if you don't think that Twitter is undefeated, it's because you're not following the right people.
I agree to that. Some of y'all Twitter feed be boring. And y'all be like, Twitter. I don't see why they get Twitter whack, bro. No, you're
Like,
not.
they'd be like, I don't know, I couldn't really get into Twitter. Yeah, because you're following the wrong people, stupid. You don't know what happened. You don't know about that man that faked his freckles, had his beard red.
Did you hear about the fake freckle dude, bro? What?
It's the same dude.
No,
And
that's what I'm
then
saying.
they
Like,
called him diabetes. They said he a diabetic with diabetes after he sat here and tried to be like, oh, yeah, I had to be in the hospital, all of this stuff. That girl did some digging. Like, I
mm,
don't want people to always post their L's, but I get enjoyment from it. So, like, keep
so
doing it.
please
But,
keep doing it.
Twitter's undefeated.
Ginger,
I saw
ginger
somebody
beard
tweet,
ass.
they said, Twitter, they said every day there's a different main character on Twitter, and the goal is to not be that main character.
I agree.
Because right now it's Darius Cook,
I agree.
flagrant fucking. I'm glad you don't know who that is. You don't need to know who that is, okay? He's a horrible chef.
Okay, bad chef. That's good.
Horrible. So don't even worry about it. You don't really need to know who he is. Now back to this clock app.
Okay.
So there was the sound, and it was like, I was out niggered, and I'll never be out niggered again.
Yeah.
I randomly say that about things. Like, I literally said it today. I was walking to the bathroom at work, and this white man gave me like a head nod, and I was like, I was out niggered, and I would never be
I would
out niggered
never be
again.
out nigga again.
Every single time a white person gives me the head nod, I just say that in my head. I just go,
And
I
in
was
rhythm.
out
And rhythm
niggered.
makes it worse. You know what I'm saying? When they just in track stuff like, I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Damn,
That's what I'm saying.
I was out, man.
I was out niggered, and I'll never be out niggered again.
Did you see where that shit came from? White dude who was the mayor, governor, some type of
Hmm.
municipality of that town. That shit was wild. Man, racism, right? When the fuck did it ever, begin? That shit wild, man.
Well, I think the reason why racism is wild is because I I don't like there's different degrees of it,
True.
right? Like there's the I'm racist because I think I'm better than you.
Hmm.
Then there's also the racist that's I wish I was you.
Okay, this is how I'm going. Oh, this is, you know what? Let me write it down before I even say it.
For those of you that are watching this, on
Shit.
YouTube if D ever posts it.
Yeah, yeah,
I just
fine.
want y'all to know that I diagnosed whatever, but I my attention span, I have to do like so many different things at one time. So if you see me like moving around and fiddling and doing things like that, I'm actively listening. I'm actively listening, and so
Just gotta
should
keep the
you.
mind occupied.
Actively listen, but I'm also doing a bunch of stuff, okay? So
That's
if
a
you
lot of people. I'm pretty
y'all
sure.
can't see it, but I got some screws right here that I done put together to make an arrow. Okay, I'm just fiddling with stuff. All right, I have to do something. I do this all the time. Okay,
All right,
go ahead and say what you were saying. Back
all
to the
right.
racism.
Street Fighter of racism. Okay, hear me out. Now imagine that shit like an old arcade with the 6 buttons, right? All right. Now it's different types of racism, but it's either gonna be high attack, which is punch, or low attack, which is kick, right? Now the high
Okay.
attack, that's the one you see. That's the racism in your face. Boom. So then it got 3 different stages of it. You got your low punch, you got your medium punch, and then you got your high punch. Now, Low punch, low punch is like uh, 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 not considering your race being a factor. Just the ignorance of racism, right? So let's say
Okay.
you ask, hey, I'm going out. You guys want something to eat? And the first thing you say is, what? You going to Popeyes? Yeah, but why the fuck did you think Popeyes first? You see, that's like unconscious, kind of. You know it, but kind of is above water racism. Medium, that's when you got your microaggressions. Okay. Medium is when you just do wild shit. You see that in your face. High, when you get the high punch, that's nigger. That's the hard R. That's the hard R, and it's above water. That's the strongest one liner we got. Okay. Same thing for your low punch. I mean, so you kick everything in the kick. That's underground racism. I feel like that's institutional racism. You know, the low kick. You know you just just shit higher for you. You just a ticket. You get a ticket on the highway. Medium jail shit. Now you're getting now your ass is getting locked away. Thousands of dollars. High kick is when your
Okay.
ass is out of here. Shot in the street. You don't even know what happened. Your mama got $1 million, but she blew it in half a year. Now you dead for no reason. That's some cold shit.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say lynched.
Yeah. Well, just like Street Fighter, you got your super moves. You know, it ain't just a punch and a punch.
But I
You
mean,
got a fireball.
honestly,
You know what I'm talking
feel
about? Toss it.
like cops, maybe not just cops, but people in general, like killing black people in broad daylight
Mm-hmm.
is the modern day lynching. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
big facts.
Listen, I'm about to
Mm.
get me a mouse and tool, so don't come around chill.
So
I'm gonna have mouse cut tool.
the Richmond Funny Bone recently opened back up, right? Because it was shut for renovations, and now they have increased their capacity on the inside, and it looks amazing. But next door, what they also did is they started a arcade next door. Well, it's like an adult arcade. Well, I think you got to be a certain age. It's adults for arcades. Yeah, I said that right.
Adults for
I said that right. I said that right. Uh, now look,
No, you
I
didn't.
did. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Adults for arcades, not arcades for adults.
It's the same thing, but I was
I told y'all I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm actively listening. I
I
heard
I
that. You
wanted to
try to
make
make
I
it
wanted to
fly.
make the emphasis that it's the adults that are for the arcades. That's what I was saying. All right, prepositions is what I was using. Uh, so look right. So look right. Uh, all the games in there is like super old, all '80s games. It's Pac Man and uh, it's a couple pinballs, but they also got some new games like Street Fighter and they got Killer Instinct. I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But $10 to get in and it's unlimited play. Once you're in there, you can play all the games as much as you want to. That shit. I mean, the idea of it is kind of dope. That's just like I pay. Like if I got two arcades in my house, and when you come and you want to play the game, hey man, just give me a little $4. You can get a little wristband. You can play as long as you want to. Just give me $4.
So I'm gonna tell you how like that's not an original idea
What you mean?
because I mean it's like anime themed, but it's a bunch of video games and stuff like that. But it's called Player One, Ready Player One,
Mm,
here in Vegas, and that's the exact same thing.
that's dope.
You pay to get in, and they check your ID, so everybody's 21 and up. You can go to the bar, buy drinks and stuff like that, and then they have like I would say at least 10 different like actual arcade
Right.
style games. They have different console ones too. So if you wanted to play like Nintendo, you can play Nintendo. It's really
Arcade.
dope. Can you spell arcade?
Yeah, I can spell arcade. A R CADE. I assume.
CADE.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm making sure. Your
Hey,
face look
goddamn it!
like ding ding
I got
ding. Good
nervous. You
job.
know. I wanted to put an H in that so bad, and I was like, "No, that looks stupid."
Arcade. Is that what you're gonna
Arcade. Yeah,
go?
arcade. That don't even look right in my
An
brain.
arcade.
Arcade.
My goodness. Um, let's talk about this Super Bowl.
All right, here we go. Shout out to the Los Angeles Rams. Y'all won it.
And shout out because y'all weren't supposed to win it.
Mm. You always got to go with the
Shout out
storyline.
to shout out to whoever actually messed up that last play because what was actually supposed to happen, and y'all notice, it was rigged anyways. Let's just be honest about that. Stop lying about it. Stop acting like it's not. Boo hoo ha ha whatever. I don't care. Just be real about it. Okay. Now, know that it was supposed to be that the Bills scored again, tied up the game, and they went into overtime for the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. Y'all know
Mm.
that. Acting like y'all don't know that. Year of the Tiger, Bengals go to the Super Bowl,
See,
they
I
don't win.
didn't know that. I
And
didn't
then
know that.
that bullshit last play, y'all know that's not how it was supposed to happen. And y'all know that.
Mm.
Get somebody else, because don't debate me.
I didn't know. I didn't have any clue. I just thought it was a good game. LA. Shout out.
It wasn't a good game though. It was lackluster towards the end. Just I don't know.
Motherfuckers out there competing.
Really be into it like that. It's funny, like I be knowing stuff about sports. I don't even really be into it.
The whole time. Don't
But I
even
know
be
what I'm
worried about
talking
it.
about. Except don't tell me about basketball. I don't know nothing about basketball. D told me something about a field goal and I was like, what are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah,
What
okay.
is a
So look, we
field
was
goal?
having so fucking stupid. We was having a conversation about uh basketball and how like twos and threes and shit like that, right? So I'm telling her, yeah, this particular player that scored, he only took like three field goals, and I felt like I had to be like, oh shit, to somebody that doesn't that doesn't watch basketball. They're like, why the fuck is it called a field goal? She like she said it worth 3 points, and it made me laugh because I thought about like NFL. I was like, all right, that's funny. I don't know if that was on purpose, but that was funny. But it's twos and threes, and she was like, I don't
Look,
fucking know. I don't.
well, listen, cause I literally just saw, was it a tweet? It was a tweet from T Pain, and he was like acting like you don't know what you're doing just yet. You need to own the fact that you're unaware of something when other people are questioning you about it
Right.
because they turn around and ask you to do it and you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna look stupid. So it's better to just ask the question and be like, I don't know what the fuck this is, than to not ask.
Makes
I
sense.
said now I'm gonna ask.
Own up to it.
Ask. I know that much. Like, what are you talking about? A field goal. I was so lost. Yeah, that's how I feel about the Super Bowl. It was lackluster towards the end for me.
I kind of watched it while I was playing 2K, and it was just like, all right, it's on. I ain't hear about a lot of people having like Super Bowl parties. Like niggas was like, don't come over here, cuz. Don't come over here.
I
We
mean,
we busy over here.
my job. I mean, we had one for like my job and stuff, but or cool. I ate all their food up.
That's what you're supposed to do. Oh, I was gonna do that anyway. Well,
I was gonna do that anyway.
so I was listening to a YouTube. Well, I was watching a YouTube. I should say that. I was watching a YouTube like 2 days ago, and I heard this analogy, and it made so much sense. You know how they say, well, no, you know how in the Bible it basically it tells you if you want something, just gotta ask. Just ask for it. Why? We gotta want it. Let's say want it. Let's not say ask for. But when you're asking for something from a position of emptiness, like you asking for it because you are lacking having what you're asking for, instead of asking for it with the intention of knowing that what I'm asking for is already mine's. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like, so this was the analogy Cuz gave, and I just thought it was so fucking dope. He said, imagine your best friend's mother gives you a pie, right? So you take the pie and you go on vacation with your wife. You go on vacation and you're sitting on the beach and you put the cake, you put the pie in the refrigerator of your resort. So you on the beach and you enjoying your time, enjoying your company, and you say to your wife, you say, "Hey, I want a slice of apple pie." You're asking for something you know is yours. You know you have it. Because if you ask from a position of lacking, then it sounds like you're begging, you know. And beggars can't be choosy. That's what they told me. So you should always,
But they do be choosy.
because if okay, beggars are choosy, but they don't get what they chose. Let's make that the same. Beggars can't be choosy because when you chose, you don't get to choose what you want. I think that might be a little better. But like, ask for whatever you want, knowing that it's yours. Like you got that. Damn, I want $200. I mean, weirdly specific, but you already got it. Just ask. Receive it. And then when you got, then when, after you ask, after
I
you make
think
that
it's more
request,
so like
receive.
I think it's more so like it's not about asking for something that you want as if as if you already have it. It's more like claiming it. Like is my pie and I'm gonna have a slice of it.
Mm.
Now I am going to have a slice of my pie. Instead of like, I
But
just
I
want a
feel like
slice
that's
of
a I
pie.
feel like that's a
Like
step after in the process. You claim it once you know it's yours. You can't claim something you don't know is yours. Stay
everything
claiming
is
shit.
yours.
Hey, but if your man don't know that, somebody wise once said, free your man and your ass will follow. Free your man first.
Who said that?
I believe
Told you that.
that's an old P Funk lyric. Hey, me and my friend had this conversation not too long ago, and I was like, "Hey, bro, we at the age that we can just quote like rap lyrics to our children as lessons." You know what I'm saying? Like it just it's a wild thought. You can tell your hey, listen, son. A wise man once said, "Goodness gracious, the papers. Where the cash at?" Okay, so always remember where that cash at. Keep your mind on your money, son. You can literally say that to your child, and it can just flow into conversation. That's dope. I like that. I'm gonna start teaching life
Um,
lessons. with rap lyrics. Not
Rap
even the,
lyrics.
not even the popular ones, like obscure ones. Shit, niggas don't really. You ain't even heard that.
One that you just said?
No, that was Biggie. That was the first album. What was the first Victoria's B.I.G. album? Ready to Die. How can I forget that?
Nah, notorious.
But yeah, we can just do that, and we can do it with R&B songs. Mm, 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 mm.
That's how a lot of things should be, anyways. Like, a lot of things should have that educational side to it, anyways.
That's what the elders do. You pass on that knowledge somehow.
Art of storytelling, you know? Oh my gosh, I heard, I saw this girl on the Clock app, and she was like, talking about how back in the day, they would give kids, like, I don't know what drug it is, but let's just say liquid cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They would give they would give a kid like liquid cocaine or something, right? And she was like, "Man, they just don't y'all just don't raise your kids like we used to back in the day." And da 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 da. She goes, "Yeah, grandpa, cuz we're sober."
So where's the bit? Niggas
Sober.
had
Like we not out here drugging our kids.
Grandma, you
Being
bullshit from a nigga who rode into town off the back of the cart. Snake oil. This shit got opium in it. You gonna rub it on your children's ear.
What it
Suits for
was. That's what
It
she
suits
said.
for
They used to give
earaches.
babies opium.
Motherfucker got lithium in it.
But
It's for
Coca-Cola,
broken bones, broken knees. Rub it on your
everybody
knees.
should already know this, but Coca-Cola used to put cocaine in their Coke.
Yeah, yeah. That's real. That's wild. But
You know, hold on,
here we
hold on.
go.
Do you know that Fanta orange soda is actually Nazi soda?
You want to run that by me one more fucking time?
So I really recommend everybody please watch this documentary called Corporation. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little thing about how fucked up corporations are. All right. So back when they did the 14th Amendment, which freed the slaves and said that black people were people and not just property and all that kind of bullshit, that they thought that black people were, the corporations used that and said, well, we're a corporation and we're people too. We're a person as well. So when so for people to think that corporations look out for them at all or
They do
give a
not.
flying fuck about them at all
So
still baffles my mind because they don't. They look out for their shareholders, they look out for the people who are higher up. They don't care how it gets done. If there's a bottom line and it means firing 500 people, they are going to fire 500 people instead of helping those 500 people. They're going to help the corporation and all those invested continue to thrive. This is another reason why corporations can file for bankruptcy. You know
see,
what I'm saying? Like they're filing the same type of a bankruptcy as a person would file because they are considered a person. Okay, keep going. So, back during Hitler, he was running things like a smooth oil machine over there in Germany, right? And then all of a sudden he was like, we got to get rid of them U's, okay? So then he said, let's kill the U's, all right? So Coca Cola's profit started to dwindle down over there in Germany.
mm,
And the Nazis had started to come back up, right? Okay, so they said, what can we do? oh, we're going to make this new soda and it's going to be strictly for the Aussies. So they became main buyers of this of Fanta orange soda. That's why Coke created Fanta, was to sell to the Germans,
You a
Nazis in particular.
listen to me. You a hustling ass motherfucker if you devise a way to sell your product to somebody who you. I'm just gonna assume. I'm not gonna make any accusations, but I'm just gonna assume that you don't like how these people roll. You don't fuck with how these people do their business. But you like, hey, look, man, we got to get some of that Nazi money, bro. We are
That's not
fucking.
true, but that's not true. Um, America has always looked out for America because a lot of the Nazi scientists turned around and became American scientists.
Boy,
You're
man,
not gonna sit here and tell me that they're so anti when they brought them over here.
they fucked up when they gave the average person a computer. Cause all it takes is, well, look,
So,
and you know what's wild? I keep saying this. Well, every single new Netflix documentary, all these who done it 40 years later. All you need is one crazy motherfucker with access to the internet, and a nigga will blow your whole fucking shit up. Let you commit a crime in 81 and thought you got away scot free. One motherfucker with an internet connection is like, something ain't right here. Something's missing. The tire tracks don't match. You're like, what the fuck? Now, 2022, your ass locked up. One documentary, your shit is over. That shit don't make
that's
no
not
sense.
even the case because, like, okay, let's talk about this fucking Tinder swindler. Did we talk about that last week?
Yeah, we talked about it. Hey, man, that's some wild. I looked into that. That's some wild shit.
No, let me tell you like this. If any of these women would have been, no, brown, this is not how this Netflix story would have went.
Mm.
I'd be them on a GoFundMe, having people raise money so that way they can pay off their fraud debt. Bitches was committing fraud.
Mm-hmm.
American Express ain't trying to give them their money back. That's why all of these people that they was taking all these loans out for and then carrying around bags of cash across state lines.
Y'all know what y'all was doing.
You are a money launderer.
You know what it is.
Fraudulent.
Fraudulent.
You should be in jail, not smiling and yeah, I was back on Tinder. I was doing my escort shit again.
Yeah, I was back day one. We
What you're
came
not
out.
gonna tell me is that that first white girl, that her mama, her friend who said you need to look him up, you ain't hear nothing else about her about this whole entire thing because she said probably said to her like, "Girl, he's a scammer. You need to
What are
stop."
you doing?
And she didn't want to listen.
This nigga
She
is
didn't want to
obviously.
listen, and she's like, "No, he's a billionaire. I'm trying to get a come up."
Yeah.
This man had sex with you one time, and you're like, "Oh, let me take out 10 loans
Fraud.
and cross state lines with a hella cash after fraud."
You stupid.
And made up a bank. He made up fake fucking pay stubs, payroll, so you could look like you were making way much more
Hey,
money than you were,
he was
just
like
so he can
Leonardo
use your
DiCaprio.
credit card to trick off on another bitch.
Sometimes you just gotta respect game. I mean, hey man,
That man has a Hollywood agent, wants to go on dating shows. I want to go on the show.
he is. He about to get paid
I'd go on his show.
legitly.
I'll go on his show. And I'd be like, "Excuse me, sir. I just want to know How did y'all commit this fraud so well?
Let me in on your scoop.
How did you escape the Israeli people for so long?
Inform me. Okay.
Inform me how you got out of, because you committed like your crime of fraud wasn't as bad as theirs, but you still should have went to jail for taking their money. But
Yeah.
as he said, it wasn't coercion. I mean, yeah, he lied, but them pictures looked fake as fuck. When I first watched that shit and those pictures of his bodyguard all beat the fuck up, I was like, that shit don't even look fresh. Look like an old ass picture. She should have saved that shit, because if you save a picture in your phone, at least on iPhones they do this. If you save the picture in your phone, sometimes it'll save as the date that the person took it and
Ooh,
not you saving it in your phone.
that's dope.
So
That's
then you can
creepy.
see when that motherfucker took that picture. Ladies and fellas, beware of somebody using an old ass picture. They up here sending you a picture of themselves from 2001. They don't even look like that no more.
Imagine having to commit to the lie. Like, I'm pretty sure he probably stumbled upon this shit. Like, I'm pretty sure the first time was just like he just was lying and he couldn't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. My daddy a billionaire. I got enemies. I got haters. You know. He just had to keep going
That
with the
man,
shit.
no, no, that man, when he was in Israel, they said that his first crime was when he was like 15 or something.
God damn. Boy never had a chance.
So he just been doing this. You know
Nice.
how on when we watched How High,
Mm-hmm.
he said pimping Ben since pimping. So he been scamming Ben since scamming Ben since scamming.
Oh, come with it. Heck,
Okay?
man.
He been a scammer.
Just out here just committing.
My thing is, I mean, okay, and this guy that I follow on Twitter, he actually had tweeted this and said he like somebody rejecting you does not mean that you're unattractive. It just means that you are not that person's favorite. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're just not their preference. So like there's no reason for you to be mad when somebody rejects you.
True.
So with that being said, Tinder swindler, he ain't my cup of tea. He ain't even that fucking cute for me to be one to commit fraud.
Man.
Fraud?
Maybe.
Drake? No, okay.
True.
Fraud? I can't do it.
Mm-mm.
It's really wild to me.
Oh my god. I
I
wonder
want to
what's
support
next.
my friends, but I be needing more money.
What do you mean?
Huh?
You say you be wanting to support your friends, but you ain't got enough bread.
Cause I got bills. So my friend has this fashion show thing, and I want to support him, but his prices is a little steep.
Yeah. It
I
be
be
like
having to
that.
work, so I'm kind of like, I mean, some of these days, I mean, some of this is okay. I can actually do them, but I'm like, a bitch gotta work, and a bitch need money.
I be trying to support my friends when they be having different ventures and different things. But I know sometimes they be feeling like I'm being larceny. But I promise you, bro, I really don't got $25 for what you got. Like I got 15. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to get over. I'm trying to literally tell you, bro, this is what I got in my pocket. When I get more, I got you. But you can't be mad at me in that moment. I ain't know you were selling turbans. When the fuck you ever? Why are you selling turbans? All right, I buy one. I just don't got 25 fucking dollars. You know?
And this fashion show like cheap. Like there's an all access pass. You get to do all these things and stuff like that. Some of
Mm.
the shit I'm not gonna go to. I gotta go to work, but it's like a 3 day thing. But it's like $170. I want to
Shit.
support you. I really do. I really do. Can I just be your plus one? I'm about to ask him. I'm be like, listen, I'm trying to support you,
Hey, can
but
I ride with you? Where you at? Just pick me up. I ride with you. You know.
I'm trying to support you. I want to be there for you, but like these prices is a little steep for me right now. I'm what you call balling on a budget.
Mm. Motherfucking Boujet.
Budget. Balling on a budget. Okay.
Speaking of Boujet, every week we watch a goddamn movie. Last week, Karen, what did we watch?
Was your week?
Deep Cover. That's how deep it was. Deep Cover. That shit was a good
I can
fucking movie.
see.
That's a good fucking movie. Karen, what did you think?
It was a good
It
movie.
was a good movie. I'm telling y'all. Listen to that episode. This week is her
Okay.
week. Kiara, what are we watching?
Okay, so we sticking to the theme of potheads, and we gonna watch Half Baked.
Alright, that's a bad. Alright, yeah, that's a bad. Cause she'll be telling me what the movie be what we thought. So when she said half, like, yeah, that's a alright, I can watch that. Yeah, we watch
Oh man, this is gonna be really good.
it. I agree. I
I
agree.
really like this movie, so like, and I know all the words to this movie, so I can't wait to watch it.
I've watched it a few times. It's just been a long time since I've seen it. But I know it's good. I know it's good.
And your homie from Deep Cover's in there, Samson.
Samson is in there. Hey y'all. Hey bro, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go watch that episode, bro. Cause the end of that fucking movie is absurd.
I
Absurd.
hate that shit. I hated that shit.
Hey bro, y'all gotta just. So look, this is what I be telling y'all to do. Just in case for all our new viewers, I'm gonna let you. I won't even be exposing our secret like this, but this is how you should do it. When you watch our episodes with the movies in it, what you're supposed to do is get the movie queued up on your end. Do some fucking work. We love you. You do some work. Get the shit. And then when we hit play, you hit play, and then you get to also laugh at these jokes. I ain't gonna say it no more. That's all I say. Everybody else, they just gotta
Then it's
fucking
like
figure it
you're
out.
watching it with us.
Tell me. Uh, hey man, this was good. We got a lot of things off our chest. Uh, the next time we speak, I got big news. Got big news. Signing off. I'm D-Lo B.
I'm Kiara, your friendly specter.
All right. Until next time. Shout out George Speck. He made the potato chip. He was black.